I opened the door. Like always, I did not knock. I gave no warning. I did not say anything. Because there was no need. Only my mom lived in that house. I had moved to another city 1 year ago. I worked there. I went to my mom's house without telling her. I wanted to make my mom happy. But when I went inside, something felt strange. My mother, in a silk robe, sitting too close to a young man on the couch. They were kissing each other. I froze. My bag slipped from my shoulder and hit the floor. When they saw me, they quickly moved apart. My mom said to me nervously, "Oh, Lizzie, darling, I didn't know you were coming today." I looked at the young man angrily. He got up quickly and nervously. My mother smiled, like everything was fine. She said, "This is Jim, my boyfriend," and put her hand on his arm. I couldn't speak, couldn't move. My voice came out sharp. What is the hell? I was going crazy. He was Jim, my ex-boyfriend. 2 years ago, he was my boyfriend. We met in a coffee shop. I was sitting there drinking coffee and working on my laptop. He was sitting at the next table with his friends. He was talking and making his friends laugh. Slowly, I started listening to him and laughing too. I thought, it's so nice to have someone like him in life. Suddenly, I spilled my coffee on the table. I said loudly, "Oh no, what did I do?" He quickly came to me and cleaned the table with napkins. I said, "I'm sorry," and thanked him. Then he sat at my table and said, "Can I order coffee for you?" I said, "No, thank you." But he ordered 2 coffees anyway and said, "My treat." He started talking and joking. He was so funny that I forgot the time. We became friends after that. He talked sweetly and made me feel special. I loved him very much. He was kind, funny, and charming. When I asked about his job, he laughed and said, "I have a rich grandmother who loves me and gives me money. I also take her out. I take her to the cinema, and I go with her whenever she wants. And in the future, all her money will come to me." One day, I went to a clothing store. I saw Jim there with an old rich woman. She was buying him very expensive clothes. I thought, wow, what a beautiful grandmother he has. I walked to them and said hello. Jim looked nervous and said, "Lizzie, what are you doing here?" I said, "Don't you want to introduce me to your grandmother?" The woman looked at me angrily and said, "What are you talking about? Grandmother? I'm Jim's girlfriend." I laughed and said, "Are you joking?" Jim looked at her and said, "Baby, this is Lizzie, my school friend. Don't be upset." He kissed her hand and said to me, "Lizzie, I'll see you later." Then they left the store together. I stood there, shocked. I could not believe what I had seen. A few hours later, he called me. He said he wanted to meet and talk. Then he told me the truth. He said he plays this role with rich and lonely women. He gets money from them by being their companion. Sometimes he even sleeps with them. He said, I do this only for money, but I really love you. He begged me not to leave him. I was shocked. I couldn't believe how shamelessly he was about his dirty job. He expected me to forgive him. I said, I feel sorry that I loved you so much, but now I hate you. I hope I never see you again. After that, I left him. I went to another city for a while. I wanted to forget him. And now I see him in my mother's house. He is now my mother's boyfriend. I looked at my mom with blame and anger. She said kindly, "Why don't you two get to know each other?" My mother went to the kitchen. I looked at him angrily and said, "What is going on here, Jim? Is this your revenge? Because I left you?" He opened his eyes wide. He said, "Wait, what? You think I planned this?" I stared at him. My heart was beating fast. "I didn't know, I swear," he said. "I had no idea Catherine was your mom." My mom came in like everything was normal. She smiled and said, "The table is ready." I didn't move. Jim didn't either. She looked at both of us and lifted one eyebrow. She said, "Why aren't you two coming here?" Before we said anything, she turned around. She said, "Oh, I almost forgot the wine." We sat at the dinner table for a long time. My mother kept smiling, talking about her new beauty salon, the movie, the wine. Jim and I said almost nothing. After dinner, she went upstairs. Jim and I were left alone in the living room. That was my moment. I stood up and faced him. He looked at me, nervous. "Lizzie, please listen." I didn't let him finish. My voice was firm and serious. I held his wrist tightly and said, "Either you leave this house right now, or I'll tell Mom everything." My mother came back. She saw our hands. They were still close together. And then she smiled and said, "Oh, Lizzie, you saw his watch. It's beautiful, right? I bought it for him." I said, "Wow, this is an expensive gift. Did he buy a gift for you too?" She said, "Yes, of course he did. For example, he gave me this statue. He made it with his own hands." I said with a mocking smile, "With his own hands. Why doesn't he spend a little money for you?" My mom said to him, "Sorry, my daughter is just joking." I said, "Does this statue have a secret too, like you?" My mother said, "What are you talking about?" I looked at her and said, "Mom, did Jim tell you about us?" Jim stand up and did not let me finish my words. He said, "I was your daughter's boyfriend, but that was 2 years ago." Jim said, "Catrian, darling, listen, I didn't know that. Lizzie is your daughter. But now I feel so silly." My mother was silent at first, then said with no emotion, "What a coincidence. Now I understand why you two are so strange. But now everything is clear, and there are no more secrets between us." I said, "Oh no, Mom. The secrets are just starting. Do you know why? I broke up with Jim." My mom said, "No, I don't know. But it doesn't matter anyway. I shouted loudly, "Mom, have you really lost your mind? Why did you close your eyes to everything? He is using you. He only wants you for your money. He is like your son. It is not possible that he loves you. Even when he was with me, he was with other older women too. He used them. He says, 'I love you' for money. He plays with their feelings. When I found out, I broke up with him. Love had blinded my mother. She didn't believe me. She thought I was angry because I was Jim's girlfriend before. I left the house feeling sad. I walked in the street for hours. Then I decided to show my mom that Jim is a liar. For a few days, I followed him in different clothes. One day, I saw him in a fancy restaurant with a rich, middle-aged woman. They were laughing and talking. I started to take pictures and videos of them. Jim was kissing her hands and pouring wine for her. After the restaurant, I took a taxi to follow him. I learned where the woman lived. Then I went home and showed the pictures to my mom. I asked her to go with me to that big, beautiful house. I wanted her to see the truth with her own eyes. When my mom met the rich, younger woman and talked to her, her heart broke. Her face looked older by many years. But I was happy because Jim could not use her anymore. I saw that my mom was very lonely. She needed more love. So I took a long break from work. I wanted to spend time with her. I booked a travel tour and we went on a trip together. We visited many tourist places. Some places were very old but beautiful. Many people come to see these places. We took many photos there. We sat by the sea and enjoyed the sun. We went on a boat ride. Sometimes we sat in the hotel lobby, drank coffee, and watched the people. Each person was from a different country. They had different skin colors and faces. It was really fun to see so many different people in one place. There were many people the same age as my mother in the group. They were happy and enjoyed their lives. Some of them were single, and some came with their husbands or wives. My mom made friends very quickly. They talked a lot and had fun together. After the trip, they stayed in touch. They made plans to meet again. One of the people was a kind and respectful man. He asked my mom if they could meet more. My mom enjoyed talking with him too. After we came back, she felt very good. Her friends changed, and she planned new goals for herself. She and I became like before, mother and daughter, who trusted and loved each other. Some people say age doesn't matter in love. They believe that real love can happen between any two people, no matter how old they are. These are good questions. Can a young man really love a woman who is as old as his mother? Can a young woman love a man who is much older than her? Or can this love stay forever? What do you think? Please write your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching the video. If you like this story, please like the video. And please subscribe to the channel to see the next videos. Click the bell so you know when new videos come. Thank you so much.